This video is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Usman vs. Covington 2 is not going to be near as close as the first fight. Let me explain. What up, everybody? What's up, everybody? UFC 268 is coming up fast, and DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, has got a knockout offer for you for this weekend's fight.
DraftKings is offering new customers $200 in free bets if your bet of just $5 on any main event fighter to win their fight hits.
That's right. Bet just $5 on any UFC 268 fight, and DraftKings Sportsbook will give new customers $200 in free bets if your bet hits.
And we love DraftKings because it's safe, secure, and reliable. And the best part is you can deposit and withdraw your cash at any time.
Easy.
So don't miss out on all the action of UFC 268 with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code Wonderboy when you sign up to receive $200 in free bets if your bet on UFC 268 hits. And that's code Wonderboy to receive $200 in free bets if the main event fighter you chose wins their fight. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, I got my man Sweet T here to help us break down why we think this fight is not going to even be close. It's not going to be close. I don't think so. You don't think so.
I don't think so either.
And here's a few reasons why. Number one, my man Usman's fought 3 times the last time Colby fought, right?
Well, the last time they fought each other, Colby fought Woodley, which was a takedown fest.
Correct.
And then Woodley broke the rib. But since then, Usman's been starching people.
So we've been seeing the progression of Usman. I mean, he TKO'd Colby Covington. He UD'd Masvidal. He TKO'd Burns. Then he TKO'd Masvidal again.
He didn't TKO him. He knocked out Masvidal.
He knocked him out, Masvidal. So you've seen the progression there. Obviously, his striking has gotten a lot better. Why is that, Sweet T?
Number one, first and foremost, I think it's because of his movement over to Trevor Whitman camp. Trevor Whitman has notably put out a lot of awesome fighters, Justin Gaethje, Rose Namajunas, and really that's been Usman's biggest downfall. Before he moved over to Whitman's camp, he was primarily a wrestler. Take you down, smother you, take you down, smother you. He had a couple of TKO KOs out there, but for the most part, he was a pressure fighter looking to take you down and beat you up. He's really been working on his fundamentals, obviously beat Gilbert Burns with a jab, and then slept George Masvidal, who, in your opinion, is another one of the top strikers in the division.
Yeah.
So his striking progression has skyrocketed.
And it's noticeable. Like, people see that out of Usman, right? And you don't really see a whole lot from Colby. Like, what has he done? Okay, he injured Tyron Woodley with a hurt rib, and obviously he took him down like crazy and smothered him, but that was it, right? The same old Colby Covington. You haven't seen any progression from here. He's the same guy.
Yep.
Right? Usman, noticeable. Striking's got a ton better. His movement, I think his mindset. But you know he's got the cardio. You know he's got the wrestling. And he's got to keep this fight standing. For him to win this fight, I think he's going to cancel out the wrestling. I don't believe Colby Covington is going to be able to take Usman down. He's the bigger fighter. He's a stronger fighter. Now on top of that, his striking is just exploded. Way better.
In this fight game, experience is key. You can train, but unless you're in the cage, putting in rounds with the best fighters in the world, getting different looks, training is one thing. You can be the best fighter in the world in the gym when you're not out there competing. But we've seen time and time again, the best fighters in the world who are really awesome in the gym, they just can't perform under the big lights. Not saying that that's necessarily going to happen to Colby, but he hasn't been seeing those looks that Usman's been getting. He hasn't been actively preparing for fights outside of Woodley. He hasn't put himself against dangerous grappling or BJJ threats. He hasn't put himself against dangerous striking threats like George Masvidal. Usman has, and he's shown time and time again that he can beat those guys. And when you're getting that experience, number one, it makes you better skillfully.
Yes.
And number two, it makes your confidence in your technique, in your coaches, in your whole approach to the fight game, skyrocket as well.
And confident is key. Kamaru Usman is a veteran. He's tough. He's strong mentally, physically, emotionally. He's going to train just as hard, even harder for this fight to prove to the world and to Colby himself that he is the superior fighter.
But WB, is there a path to victory for Colby?
That's the question. And for what it looks like, it's very limited from what I see.
It's a lot narrower than it was for the first fight.
Now, obviously, Colby Covington is going to have to use what he's good at, right? His attributes. One, he's got excellent cardio, right? This guy can go for days. When he fought Robbie Lawler, I mean, he had a ridiculous amount of strikes and crazy pace. He does have very good wrestling skills. He's definitely going to have to use his wrestling in order to throw off Usman in order to win this fight. Even if he doesn't take it, even if he doesn't get Usman down, now he's closer. He's got the shorter reach. Now he's in position to strike. I think dirty boxing is the big key as well. Get this guy to the fence. Dirty box at this guy. Grab him by the head. Just make it look ugly as possible. And sometimes that wins a fight. Colby Covington can put that to good use in his camp, in this fight. And I don't even know if that's what his game plan is, but I think he could use that dirty boxing and relentlessness to win it.
Trying to ooze Usman through the cage to get the W. But I think that's just what he's got to do. He's been out a while. He's been talking the talk. He's been sitting around waiting for this. So you know he's amped up. He's fired up. But is that sitting around going to come back to bite him in the butt? Or has he been secretly working on things that we haven't been able to see because he understands what Usman is getting better at, and his coaches have formulated the perfect game plan to beat Kamaru Usman?
I'm anxious to see if Colby Covington is going to come out with something up his sleeve. Maybe a round cartwheel kick finish. We don't know. But it's got to be something that tricky, that like out of nowhere for it to land and beat this guy. I don't see it happening. I think Usman's going to come out with the W. Make sure you guys type in the comments down below because we want to see what your thoughts is on this fight. Your thoughts is, you know what?
Whatever, dude. They're words that don't control us.
What your thoughts is, all right? Sweet T, tell them what they need to do.
Yes. All right, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you leave some comments down below. Like WB said, we want to know what your thoughts are on this fight. And heck, the whole main card. Me and WB discussed that in length on our podcast that we dropped a couple of days ago. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you guys check out the podcast. It's on video format, or you can just listen to the audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. We want to know your thoughts on this epic card.
We would love to go live for this fight, but I actually have an appearance at this Saturday, downtown Greenville. Where at, Sweet Tea?
Charleston Sports Pub. So if you're in the area, come by for a sweet meet and greet. Watch some dope fights with WB himself. I don't know. I might drop by.
You better drop by.
Anyways, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for checking us out. You pieced me before I finished.
Sorry, do it again.
Peace.
Sorry, Sweet Tea.